In a world full of business noise, how do you stand out, truly embodying your worth? Today in Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview, Navi Bliss, love and confidence coach, an inspirational speaker and author. She will reveal the secrets to stepping into your worth and attracting dream clients. We will get to know her on a deeper level in the Know the Expert segment. She will be sharing three important topics in the Learn from the Expert segment. And lastly, we'll explore the opportunities to collaborate with her during the Work with the Expert segment. All this in Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview. All right, welcome, Bam Bam, um to another episode of Talking Business with Ritz. So this is your host, Ritzel Loredo Rectra. But before we dive in, let me tell you about the show. All right, Talking Business with Ritz is all about showcasing the person behind the title before the offer. All right, so we discuss strategies, empowering coaches, course creators, consultants, and service providers for business and personal growth. So, through expert interviews, we offer valuable insights, actionable advice, and authentic connections, humanizing entrepreneurship. So, let's start with the first segment. All right, folks, welcome to our Know the Expert segment where we dive into the personal side of our fantastic guests. So, our mission is to build a genuine connection, allowing us to relate on a more human level. All right. And as she shares her favorite foods, most embarrassing moments, get ready for surprises that unite us through shared experiences. So, today's extraordinary guest is Navi Bliss. All right. Powerhouse, love expert, love and confidence coach, inspirational speaker, and author. All right. So, let me just put her on stage. With transformative journey of overcoming adversity, Coach Navi guides individuals to fall in love with themselves, creating a magnetic presence in both life and business, and she was also featured in major media outlets like Global News, CTV, Plus Media, and Chicken Soup for the Soul. She is also a contributing author in two number one best-selling books, Our Yellow Brick Road and Healing and Growth. So, Coach Nabi Bliss is the host of the Blissful Love podcast and currently serves as the Chief People Officer at Thriving Women Network. All right, now she is here to share invaluable insights into your worth and attracting dream clients. So, welcome, Coach Navi Bliss.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and to share with your amazing audience.
All right, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. So, all right, Coach Navi, are you ready?
Absolutely.
All righty. Now let's start with the first question. Who is Coach Navi as a person and a coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's such a great question because I think our journey, our personal journey, is what leads all of us to become coaches, right? And what led me on the path of becoming a love and confidence coach was I actually grew up without any confidence. I grew up in a home with a mom that was physically and emotionally abusive towards me. And
Mhm.
I never had self-esteem, and that caused me to seek love and validation outside of myself always. I just wanted someone to love me, to prove that I was worthy. I got married at a really young age, and when I did, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm chosen, and this means that someone loves me, and everything my mom said about me is wrong. And then he had a child with somebody else while we were married, and that marriage ended. And when that happened, my self-esteem went from maybe a negative 100 to negative 200, because instead of proving that I was lovable and worthy, it ended up proving the opposite to be true. And that led me on a path of more toxic relationships in my life, where I ended up in 2 relationships with domestic violence. And when I got out of the second one, I got out by the skin of my teeth, by grace. And I just realized, okay, this can never, ever happen again. And I'm not responsible for the things that have happened in my life, but I'm not a child anymore. And I am responsible for who I'm allowing into my life. And I have to figure this out. So it sent me on a healing journey in my life. It included therapy, it included coaching. And through that, I learned that I actually could love myself, that I could feel good in my own skin. And this was a revelation to me, because I didn't know that that was possible at all, because it wasn't something that I'd had and then I'd lost. And I realized all of these things that I'd been searching for outside of myself, I actually had the power to give them to myself. And I discovered something else on the other side of that too, that as I gave them to myself, I became magnetic and attractive to all of the things that I wanted, because I didn't need those things anymore. But, so be that like relationships, finding my passion, and because magnetism is magnetism, and that applies to finding your soulmate or finding your soulmate client, right? And I became passionate about helping other people do the same thing, because I don't think that playing small serves anybody at all. So I'm all about helping people to step into their worth and confidence, so that they can create the impact that they were meant to create in the world, and just feel good, because I think that so many of the problems in the world exist because there's so many people that are unhappy and they just don't feel good in their own skin.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna change the layout of the screen, and I'm gonna start asking you some, guided questions. So,
Sure.
yep. All right. So, in your own words, could you tell us what you do and who do you serve?
Yeah. So, what I do is I help people increase their magnetism and attraction power, right? And so, this means that I help people in their relationships, and I help people in their business. And it all stems from stepping into your worth and your confidence, so that you can become the magnetic, radiant person that you are supposed to be.
All right. Thank you, Coach Navi. So now let's dive a little bit deeper. So, what inspired you to become a love and confidence coach? So I know you mentioned a lot earlier, but when did it really begin? Like when did you really start as a business?
Yeah. So, I mean, as I went through coaching myself, I went through private coaching, and then I went through group coaching. And when I was in group coaching, what I realized is that I had the ability to take in information and break it down for people. And also that I have this intuitive ability to see things for other people that they can't see for themselves. And that made me realize, okay, I have a knack for this. This is something that I'm also really passionate about. And then I decided to go and get certified. And at first I started just helping people with their relationships. And then I realized that a lot of my clients were staying with me and wanting to work with me even after they got the relationship of their dreams, because they realized that all of the skills that they were getting from that, they translated into other areas of their life, right? And so then I started to take on clients that were also wanting to grow their businesses and apply those practices as well.
All right. So now for some fun random questions. Okay, let me change the angle to this. Okay, now what is your this is a what do you call that? Uh uh quick questions. All right. So, what is your favorite word and why?
Probably love. It's just yeah, it's just a word that feels good, and yeah.
All right. So let me just pin our so they can find us. Here we go. All right. Now, what is your most used emoji?
Oh, the heart emoji.
Okay. Duh. All right. Now, okay. Now, if you were a dessert, what would you be and why?
Oh, maybe like a a sea salt
Okay.
and chocolate chip cookie because I think I'm like warm and comforting, but the salt is like that little bit of sass that I have and the boundaries.
Wow. All right. Now, what's your favorite childhood memory that never fails to make you smile?
Oh, I mean, my childhood was complicated, so I mean, I would
There
say
must be something, you know.
that I don't know. I mean, I would say like the fact that I just like I got through it and it's over. Like that honestly.
All right. Now, what are the three words your friends would use to describe you?
Um, so I think that my friends would say that I'm generous,
Mhm.
that I'm funny.
All right. That's second.
um
Generous and funny. Next.
um and I guess I don't know what the other word would be. Maybe
If you are your friend, what word would you describe yourself?
I would say like I would say positive and joyful.
All right. Now, what's your favorite way to unwind after a busy day?
um just I would say to have some quiet time by myself, right? I'm an extrovert and I love being around people, but I
Mhm.
find that to be in that space, it helps like just to take a few minutes. This is a practice that I have. So to meditate or just to take a bath and just be by myself for a few moments so that I can
Mhm.
remember to stay in my own thoughts and my own power and not be externally focused.
All right. Now, if you had a time machine, would you go to the past or the future? And what era would you visit?
um, I don't think I would go to the past if I think about it because I don't think that the past has been friendly time for women. Like I think as women, the world only keeps getting better and better for us. So I'd probably go to the future, and and I know that things are chaotic right now, but I have faith that there are people that are turning things around. So I'd probably go to the future. I don't know, maybe like 100 years in the future and see what's happening.
Yeah, maybe we're in space now. By then. Who knows? All right. Now, if you were a superhero, what would be your superpower?
Um, if I was a superhero, what would be my superpower? It would probably be empathy. Like, someone who can like feel someone's pain or like
Mhm.
take their pain away. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, are you sure about that? All right. Now, if your life was a movie, what would it be? What would be the title?
I'm not sure what the title would be, but it would definitely be like a comedy movie. I'm thinking like something like when I picture like a comedy movie, like something like old school comedy, like planes, trains, and automobiles type of thing, where it's like this crazy journey that you're going all over the place, with lots of highs and lows. But yeah.
All right. Now, that's an interesting movie. Now, if you could give one piece of advice, and this is the last question. If you could give one piece of advice to aspiring entrepreneurs, what would it be?
To just believe in yourself, right? That you have to believe and you have to trust in yourself and to keep persisting.
All right. Now, Okay, so that's the last question. Thank you very much for answering all those funny questions. Thank you very much. All right, I'm sure we've uncovered more than just the professional side of Coach Navi Bliss. So, so stay tuned, Fam Bam. We're taking a quick breather, but we'll be right back with more insights and fun with our incredible guest, Coach Navi Bliss. Don't go anywhere. Welcome, fabulous viewers and listeners. Now we get ready to supercharge your business mojo. Coach Nabi Bliss is about to drop knowledge bombs on how to step into your worth and magnetically attract dream clients. So this is your host, Ritz Directora, a content creator and process automation specialist. Join our free group called Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview. And also, please like, subscribe, and follow my YouTube channel at Ritzel Rectra. Don't forget to hit the bell to get notified for your next or future episodes. All right. So, welcome to the Learn from the Expert where transformation begins. So, joining with us today is a powerful or powerhouse love and confidence coach, inspirational speaker, and author, Coach Navi Bliss. She was featured in major outlets like Global News, CTV, Plus Media, and Chicken Soup for the Soul. Now, she is also the contributing author in two of the number one best-selling books, our Yellow Brick Road, that's the title, and the other one is Healing and Growth. So Coach Nabi Bliss is also the host of the Blissful Love podcast and currently serves as the Chief People Officer at Thriving Women Network. So she is here to share invaluable insights on stepping into your worth and attracting dream clients. All right, so let's talk business. Drum roll. All right, bam bam. In our first topic, okay, where's my banners? Here we go. So in our first topic, discover the game. Discover the game-changing power of showing up as your true self in business. So Coach Nabi will unravel the secrets of authenticity, why it's greatest, why it is your greatest magnet for attracting the clients aligned with your vision. All right, now our first topic is attracting alignment, the art of showing up as your true self. Okay, let me just change the layout. So, Coach Nabi, how can entrepreneurs authentically showcase their true selves in a business setting?
Yeah, so a lot of times what is holding people back, right? I mean, everyone has heard, I'm sure, about the like, know, trust that your clients have to want to work with you, right? But then you look at all of these people, right? And you see everything is perfect, all about them, and you start to judge yourself and you start to become critical of yourself. But here's the thing, like you might have admiration for somebody who's perfect, but you can't connect with somebody who's perfect, right? Because if you think about all of the things that you love about the people that you love, there's going to be things that are considered imperfections, right? You might love how someone has a crooked smile. You might love the gap in someone's teeth, right? That you might think is really adorable. There's all of these things. It's not everything that's perfect that you love about somebody. And when we get caught up in showing up as absolutely perfect, what we lose is the ability to connect with our clients, and we lose the ability to build trust with them, because someone can't build trust with you if they see you as something that is so other, that something that is so perfect, right? And this is where being able to show up as yourself, having the courage to show up as yourself, right? Share the struggles that you're going through, that you have gone through, be really vulnerable, right? As opposed to show, okay, like I have it all together. I've always had it all together, and hiding all of those aspects of yourself. like people might watch you, but they're not going to connect with you. They're not going to show up and buy into what you're selling because they can't feel that trust with you, right? Because you seem something that is so foreign and something that is so different and something that is so unrelatable. And how people are going to connect with you is they're going to see a piece of themselves in you. And most people do not see themselves as perfect. I would say no one sees themselves as perfect, right? There are people that might be trying to pretend that they are, and they might have, other issues there, but nobody actually sees themselves as perfect. So if they see you as perfect, they're not going to be able to see you as a person that can guide them because they're not perfect. And if that's the requirement to have success in whichever area that you're trying to lead them, they're going to go for the person who is imperfect, right? And you might have even noticed yourself in this, you're looking at other people and you're thinking, wait, this person isn't as professionally put together as I am, and they're having more success in their business. How is that?
Yeah.
Right? And it's happening because there's a realness, there's an authenticity, right? And when it comes to manifestation as well, we often think that love and joy and happiness is the highest vibration. It isn't. It's authenticity. And authenticity is a thing that you need to build trust. Think of the people that you admire, the speakers. Is it because that they're absolutely perfect? Or is it because they seem like real human beings? And your power lies in your imperfections. It doesn't lie in being perfect all the time. And that's scary, but it's also relieving, right? That means that it gives you the opportunity to show up in different ways. To show up, you can show up put together. You can show up, maybe if you're not polished that day, right? But you just have a great idea that you want to share with your audience. And that maybe if you're like, you just left the gym, but you just get struck and you're all sweaty, but you get struck with this hit of inspiration, right? And you have something to share. And if you're holding yourself back and thinking, okay, no, I can only do this when I'm perfectly put together, you're missing this opportunity to connect with people, right? Because, there's all of these different sides to you. There is that polished professional that is put together, and then there's a real human behind there. And the more you show up in that way, the more magnetic you will actually be to your dream clients. And that is not everybody. Some people are going to look at those imperfections and they're not going to be accepting of them, but those aren't your dream clients, right? You can't be in this place where you're trying to convince clients that you're worthy, because convincing energy is like you're already putting yourself below them. So why is someone going to work with somebody that they think is below them?
Yeah, true. That is so true. It's really quite difficult to find the balance of what up to what point are you going to show, what you're going to show online as a part of you.
Yeah. So, okay. The key here is when you're in the midst of a trauma, that is not the time to share that trauma with your audience, because they are not there to be your support system. You have your support system, right? So you want to be like 1 foot in front of it, and that's what you share. So, if you're going through a divorce, and if you just signed the papers that day, or you just found out, that is not the day to be sharing about it, right? Because that becomes like you're going to show up from a place of trauma dumping as opposed to having learned from it, right? Now, once you've taken a step forward out of it, and it doesn't mean that everything in your life is perfectly together and you're feeling amazing. You can share that now, because now you can share it from a place of truth and honesty, but not trauma dumping. So I think that that's just the key that you have to remember. You want to be as authentic as you can be, but you just want to avoid trauma dumping, because if your audience, again, like views themselves as like your support system, as the people that are holding you up, then they're not going to trust you to lead them.
True. Okay. That makes sense. So what practical steps can entrepreneurs take to align their business persona with their true selves?
Yeah, I mean, go and take a look at what you're putting out there and see how much of it of you is in it. And if you're unsure, ask like the 2 or 3 people in your life that are the closest to you, that you trust the most, to sort of do a scan of everything that you're putting out there for your business, and ask them, do they see you in it? Are you embedded in that, right? And they can be honest with you. And if they're not seeing you in it, then that is like your starting point of like, what are the pieces of you that are missing, right? Are you very funny? Do you have an amazing sense of humor, and your sense of humor is completely missing from everything that you've put out there, right? Maybe that's a way that you can start to infuse that in. But it's figuring out different pieces of you that are missing, because if you're not attracting your dream clients already, there's pieces of you that are missing in what you're putting out there. So that it's just, you need to take an inventory of what about you is missing, and then you have to sit with yourself and think of how you can share it, why you're not sharing it, and why it feels uncomfortable. And again, honesty is always the best policy, right? And you're better off to get up in front of your audience and say, I haven't shared this part of myself because I've been really nervous and this feels really vulnerable, because that honesty in sharing that in that moment, it's going to help people connect to you even more.
All right. So, do you advise of people doing this through live videos, or just through postings and putting their photo in it in the post, or how do you do it if you are?
I think you have to figure out what is like the best way for you. But I honestly think if you're running an online business, you have to do some sort of video content, because that is like, and if you're not doing it, it's because you're not wanting to show yourself. Like, if you're going to be perfectly honest with yourself, because otherwise there's no reason. And people want to connect with a person, but you can also do this in your written content. You can also do this in any way that you're putting yourself out there. But I definitely encourage, and it doesn't have to be just one way, but I definitely encourage, at least sometimes you have to be willing to go on camera, so people can, again, they have to see you as a real person, because it's their real money that they're
True.
forward, right?
That is so true. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to add on this topic, about this topic?
That it's a process, right? You're not going to get this right, and it's always going to be some adjustment. So it's just holding on to the awareness, and it's not about, again, getting it right. It's not about being perfect. It's just about working through this, and you're going to see, okay, these are the moments, and you, like, as you start to step into your authenticity, you're going to see, okay, my magnetism increases, right? And that's going to like motivate you to do it again. Doesn't mean that there's going to be times when you're not going to take a step back and pull yourself out of it. It's okay, right? Then you just have to realign and do it again.
Yeah, that is so true. Like, for myself, I am an introvert. So not all the time I want to be on video, right? Not all the time I want to like post something on social media. So sometimes it gets tiring as well. So sucks up the energy. I'm just being honest. Okay, now as we transition to the next topic, so ever wonder how setbacks can catapult your business to new heights? So I'm asking this to the audience. So let's now transition to the new topic, or to the next topic. Our next topic would be failures as fuel. So catapulting your business to new heights. So in the context of how to step into your worth and attract your dream clients. So in this topic, get ready for a mindset shift, as Coach Navi shares how each stumble is a stepping stone to greater success, making your journey not just resilient, but extraordinary. So Coach Navi, here's the question. How can entrepreneurs view failures as opportunities for growth and success in their business journey?
Yeah, failure can help catapult you to a new level of success, right? Because oftentimes the thing that's holding you back is this fear of failure. And
Mhm.
it's this fear that it's visceral, right? It feels like you're going to die, right? Putting yourself out there in any way, doing anything, right? If you're going to do your first live, for every single person, it feels like you might die. What if someone says something bad,
True.
right? Like, how are you going to handle that? And this applies to so many areas of your life, and that's why you're not doing the things. But
Yes.
as it happens, right? What if you go on that live and it's a complete disaster? It doesn't
Mhm.
mean that you're not going to feel bad, but you're also going to realize that you didn't die.
True.
Right. And so it means that you might have to take a step back and recalibrate to put yourself out there. But the fact that you've done that, now
Mhm.
it empowers you to be able to do it again, because you're like, okay, well, it can't get worse, right? And that's the thing of like when you fall flat. And I had this experience on stage, right? So as an inspirational speaker, I had a moment, one of my biggest fears was forgetting my speech. And I
Mhm.
had this moment, and I was on a stage in front of 600 people, and I came out and I started my talk, and then my microphone failed and no one could hear
Mhm.
me. And so they had me leave and start over again. And when I came back, I started to forget my speech. And it was awful. In that moment, I wanted to run off stage. I wanted to cry, but I'm on a stage, on this big stage. There's 600 people there. So I had to just pull through. And in pulling through, what I realized is that yes, people realized that I was forgetting my speech, that I was messing up. But again, it just made me appear more human and more real. And that even through that, I was still able to deliver valuable content to the people
Mhm.
that needed to hear it, because I had people come up to me afterwards and tell me how positively affected they were by the things that I said and the impact that I created
Yeah.
for them through that. And I also realized that if the worst fear that I had came true in that situation, that I would be okay. It doesn't mean that it felt good. It doesn't mean that I didn't leave and cry, because I did, but it made me a better speaker, because it's not a fear that I have anymore. Because if it happens, I'm going to get through it. And I still got such positive feedback from that event. And it wasn't because it was perfect. It wasn't because it was amazing, but it was because it still created the impact that it needed to create, right? And and it's through the failures that you experience in your business, it's through the stumblings, that you're going to realize that, okay, um this I've gotten through this. This means now I know how to get through this, right? And I
Oh,
don't even
right.
like to call them failures, right? I think of life as a dance. And you have to you have to have some steps back in order to be able to go forward, in order to make everything interesting and cohesive.
All right. Now, in addition to what you've already said, in what ways do lessons from past failures contribute to an entrepreneur's worth and authenticity?
Yeah, so the way that the lessons contribute, it's not even, it's just knowing that you can, right? That this fear that you were holding about whatever was going on, it you don't have to be afraid of it anymore, that you can get through it. And I always say that my superpower is actually, as an entrepreneur, that I'm not afraid to suck at things, because you are going to suck at something until you are good at it. And it is going to, you're going to do it so many times and it's going to be terrible until one day it isn't. And that's just how it goes. And even my podcast, if I listen to the first few episodes, I want to cringe, because I've come so far, but I leave them up there because that is also my journey of progress. But I couldn't have gotten to the place where I am now if I didn't start. And we have this expectation that everyone just starts and they're amazing, but that isn't true, right? You have to be willing to fall, and get up again. And so it's and the thing is, like, as you do that, every time you fall and you get up, you build courage and you build trust with yourself. And those are two things that are going to catapult you into business success.
All right. So, can you share, in addition to what you've already mentioned earlier, can you share practical steps for entrepreneurs to turn failures into fuel for business growth?
Yeah.
How do they do it? How would they do it?
Stop looking at it as a failure, right? Because it's a failure if you stop.
All
It's a
right.
failure if you stop going forward, right? I mean, and you look at like people who are absolutely like elite in the things that they're doing. Just imagine you're watching the Olympics. How many times have figure skaters fallen while they're doing a jump? Now imagine they fell and they just left the ice and they didn't continue with their program. Right? And there are people that have still placed on like a podium after falling or stumbling or doing something imperfectly. And the thing is, like they wouldn't have if they just walked off the ice and they hadn't completed their program, right? So
Yeah.
it's not viewing it as a failure and just realizing that you have to keep going, that it's the failure is only exists when you stop. So you have to keep going and try it again, and you might fall again. That's okay. Like I said, maybe your first live was like a complete disaster, and then you do the second one and you have like, it's 10 minutes and 3 minutes out of it are great and the other 7 are a complete disaster, right? It's okay, right? And you hang on to those 3 minutes and you keep going. That is the most tangible thing that you can take away, is that it's only becomes a failure when you decide to stop.
All right. Now, what's your take about growth mindset?
So yeah, growth mindset is, again, it's about you have to just keep going, right? And it's not like we often want change to happen, like we snap our fingers, we want that 180 overnight. And we want that 180 overnight because we hate where we are so much, right? We hate ourselves, we hate what's happening in our business, we hate that's why we want it to change. But here's the thing, change does not happen that way. It is always incremental. But if you're willing to do that incremental change, to realize that even that like 5% change, start to feel better. It's going to start to feel easier, right? And then you're going to do another 5% and it's going to feel even better, right? You don't have to get to that end goal for it to feel good. It gets to feel good along the way as well, but you have to be willing to make that incremental change and keep going.
All right. So it's like, be patient with yourself. You'll get there someday.
Yeah. And that someday is going to come faster than you think, right? Because like when you get to the place that you've made this transformation, because I know when I was going through my own transformation journey, while I was in it, it felt long, and now it's just like it was nothing. It was like, that's what it feels like, right? And it's because of the emotional place that I'm at now. And the thing is that's how it's going to be.
Right. It's like looking back at what had happened in our lives, right? We're laughing at it now.
Yeah.
That's the place we want to be in. All right. Wow. These are all pure gold. So as we navigate this insightful journey with Coach Navi Bliss, let's transition to our third topic. Let me flash it on the screen. Start today, thrive tomorrow, the power of immediate action. So we've explored authenticity and turning failures into fuel. Now get ready to uncover the transformative impact of taking immediate action on your entrepreneurial journey. So, Coach Navi, why is taking immediate action crucial in stepping into your worth as an entrepreneur?
Because done is always, always better than perfect. And the thing is, you cannot make money as a business owner until you have something to sell. And oftentimes this is what's holding people back, right?
Mhm.
And it's they think that they have to get better. They maybe they have to take another course. They have to do something else in order to become qualified to do the thing that they need to do. And the thing is, you have that level of doubt in yourself, you can never ever get a client. Because if you don't believe in yourself enough to create something, to put yourself out there, how is anyone ever going to believe in you to be able to buy anything? One, there isn't anything to buy, but two, right? That how are they supposed to trust you, because they're mirroring your energy back to,
True.
right? And it's knowing that, okay, like this isn't the final product, this isn't your final body of work, this is just your first body of work, right? And then, even if you create a program and you think, okay, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I have this idea. If you want to have this business, then you have to trust in that idea and you have to create it. Now, you might run one version of it and then realize that there's so many things that are lacking, but you won't know those things until you actually run that version of it, right? And now you're going to go back and you're going to add those things, and the next version will be better. And then the next version will be better, and the next version will be better, right? But it doesn't mean that those people that do the first version of your course aren't going to have any growth and impact by taking your course, right? They still will. It's just that the people that are taking it later will have more growth and impact, but your prices are probably going to change too to reflect that.
So, what is your advice for those starting? Those startups, those who are trying to start a business in coaching, when they're gonna say, "Oh, they're already someone is already doing what I want to do." So, yeah, how do they move forward?
Because you have to believe in you. No one else can believe in you if you don't believe in you. And the fact is, there's always going to be people doing the same thing. But how many restaurants are there? Like, I live in the middle of a very big city. There's like, like 30 restaurants on every block. And they do well, and they're in business, and they're booked. Like on the weekend, you still need a reservation to go anywhere because you can't get in anywhere, right? So that is still they're still all busy and booked, because like when you're thinking from a place of scarcity, you're going to attract scarcity in your life, and what you have to offer has value.
All right. Now, how does the habit of taking small actions today contribute to long-term business success?
Because you're making progress in your business, right? And a lot of times what holds entrepreneurs back, especially like I said, they might be making like internal progress because they're taking courses and they're getting more certifications. But again, if you don't put anything out there in the world, you don't have a business. All you have is a desire. And you have to put something out there. You have to create something in order to have a business.
So it's like building a staircase. So each step forward adds up to reaching the next level and the next level.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you're dreaming, like I said, like if you're like, I've seen this with entrepreneurs, like, so, or want to be entrepreneurs so many times, that they have this idea but they won't implement it, they won't create something that they can actually sell, and there are people ready to, like, around ready to pay them, and they're just like, oh, I just need to do this before I can create this, right? And you have to have a way, right? Like, for anything, you have to have a way for money and income to be able to flow to you.
All right. Now, so I'm gonna ask again. So, what are these practical steps that we can take to incorporate immediate action into our daily routines?
Start saying yes to the opportunities that present themselves, even if you don't feel comfortable, even if you don't feel ready. And I see this a lot, right? Especially in my role at Thriving Women Network, I offer people opportunities to be interviewed all the time. And there are times that But there are people that say, no, I'm not ready. This is not the stage in my life. And all that is them holding themselves back from success. Like that, maybe that wouldn't have been the best interview that they ever did, but they're missing out on that opportunity because they're waiting to have some level of perfection. And you like just start to say yes to the things that are coming up. Look for anything that comes up, even if you don't feel ready, even if you don't feel comfortable. And if it's that disaster, you're going to learn from it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. What a fantastic insights, Coach Navi. Only, you're right. Okay, so Pambam, that is the last question for our third topic. Do you have anything to add for the last topic, Coach Navi?
The only thing that I want to say is like that when people start to learn about self-growth, a lot of times what happens is they start to become really judgmental of themselves, and they start to notice all of the things that they're doing wrong. And then that causes them to go back and hide even more, right? And that isn't the point. You know what you know when you know it. And it's just about continuing to move forward, and with whatever knowledge you have, tapping into that and utilizing it.
All right. You know what you know when you know it. Nice. All right, Pam Bam. So many value bombs from Coach Navi as we wrap up this enlightening Learn from the Expert segment with Coach Navi. We've uncovered the secrets of authenticity, turning setbacks into stepping stones, and the transformative power of immediate action. So these insights are not just pearls of wisdom, but actionable steps for your entrepreneurial journey. So stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just go to there you go. Stay tuned because when we return, after a few seconds, Coach Navi will be sharing ways on how to work with her. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, welcome to the Work with the Experts segment. Coach Navi had generously shared 3 topics in the Learn from the Expert that are all related to stepping into your worth and attract your dream clients. So these were the topics that were discussed. All right, the first one is attracting alignment, the art of showing up as your true self. The next one is failures as fuel, catapulting your business to new heights. And the third one is start today, thrive tomorrow, the power of immediate action. All right, now watch the Learn from the Expert segment, of course, to know more about these topics. Now, Bam Bam, it's your chance to dive even deeper. She's not just sharing insights, she's offering actionable steps. Okay, now, so listen up. I'm going to reintroduce her again for this segment. Um, Coach Navi is an experienced love and confidence coach. She currently serves as the Chief People Office at Tribe Women Network. Now, she had been featured in major media outlets like Global News, CTV, A Plus Media, and Chicken Soup for the Soul. She also contributed as an author in 2 of the #1 best-selling books, such as Our Yellow Brick Road and The Healing and Growth. So her goal is to help people to become their most confident radiant self so they can take up the space they are meant to and affect the change they are capable of. So, all right, Coach Navi, here we go. Could you tell us more about what offer you have for us today?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're watching this today, I have my program, Sexy Confidence, which is actually starting on December 8th. And this program is all about stepping into your confidence and worth so you can become the magnetic, radiant person you were meant to be. And it's 6 weeks. And in it, I really break down the actual tangible process of how to step into your confidence. So I'm not just telling you to get your nails done and go for a spa day. I'm actually breaking down how to do this internally, how to turn on your magnetism. And this is for somebody who's wanting to feel good, who wants to start the new year like rejuvenated, feeling their absolute best. This could be someone who's wanting to attract a partner. They want to spice up their current relationship and by increasing their magnetism, or it is for an entrepreneur who just wants to step into their confidence so that they can start magnetizing their dream clients to them, because this again is all about increasing your magnetism and attraction. We start on December 8th. That is my big offer right now. I do also have private coaching spots that will be opening up for next year as well. So if someone is interested on working with me one-to-one, that will also be possible.
All right. Now, what's the title again of the offer? Let me just flash so I can flash it on the screen and it will live there forever. Offer sexy. What was the title?
Sexy Confidence.
Sexy Confidence. All right. Here we go. It's a 6-week.
It's a 6-week course. We start on December 8th, and it includes pre-recorded content and live coaching as well.
All right. Here we go. There we go. So Sexy Confidence 6-week course starts at December 8th.
Yeah.
All right.
All the details are on my website, which is NaviBlissCoaching.com.
All right. Let us flash the website as well. It's down there, www.NaviBlissCoaching.com. Okay, so that sounds amazing, Coach Navi. Now, could you let our audience know how they can get in touch with you aside from the website?
Yeah, so I'm just at Navi Bliss on all platforms. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, feel free to reach out to me, DM me.
There we go. That's Instagram. And here's the LinkedIn. And she gave all her contact. And you can listen to her at her podcast also, Blissful Love Podcast. Here we go. And then her Twitter. She is in Clubhouse, Twitter, and TikTok at Navi Bliss. All right. That's okay, Coach Navi. Do you have any personal advice or words of wisdom you'd like to share with our audience?
Yeah, I mean, like this is something that I really believe in. It's a quote that I have on my speaker sheet it's from one of my speeches, and it's that your greatest victories will always come after your biggest heartbreak. So if you're in this place where you're struggling, you're in this place of heartbreak, know that just means that your biggest victory is on the other side of it, and you're going to savor it, and you're so much more. So look forward to that, have some positive expectation for that, and take action, right? You have to take action, because if you can hope and wish and dream all you want, but you have to start saying yes, and you have to start showing up and be imperfectly yourself.
All right. Now, thank you, Coach Nabi, for sharing such insightful perspective. Now, let's circle back to those fantastic offers you've prepared for us. All right. Kindly invite them once again.
So my program, Sexy Confidence, we start on December 8th. It is a 6-week coaching program. It includes pre-recorded content and it includes live coaching. And in this program, I give you tangible, sustainable ways to build your confidence from the inside out. So you build an unshakable foundation, and you can go out there and you can be your most magnetic, radiant, confident self. And this is for that person that wants to increase their magnetism, that wants to increase their attraction power. And this will work for you whether you're looking for a relationship, wanting to heat things up in your current relationship, or attract your soulmate client. It will work in every scenario.
All right. Now, to our viewers and listeners, please reach out to our expert guest, Coach Navi Bliss, and visit her website at www.NaviBlissCoaching.com to know more about her offerings. All right. Now, this is such an insightful and actionable episode, Coach Navi. Thank you very much. I want to express my heartfelt thanks to you for zoning into the very important topic on how to step into your worth and attract your dream clients. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. And for everyone watching, thank you so much for watching.
All right. I hope we could have you once again next year in 2024.
Yeah, I would love that.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, Coach, wait a minute. Let me prepare my sound effects. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Navi Bliss. All right. Now, Bam Bam, thank you all for joining us today in Talking Business with Ritz. I trust you've discovered valuable insights um, to propel you forward in your entrepreneurial journey. So remember, your authenticity is your superpower, as what Coach Navi mentioned earlier. So setbacks are your stepping stones, and each small action today shapes a thriving tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey with Coach Nabi Bliss. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll unravel more strategies to elevate your business game. If you're not on Facebook group yet, okay, come and join us and get the chance to network with like-minded individuals such as like Coach here and have your offers posted every Friday. Now, please like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Ritzel Rectra, and make sure to tap or click on the bell to be notified of the next episode. So until then, keep stepping into your worth, attracting dream clients, and thriving in your entrepreneurial journey. This is Ritzel, Loredo Rectra, and Coach Nabi Bliss. Stay safe and healthy, and I can't wait to catch you on the next episode of Talking Business with Ritz. See you next time. Bye, everyone.